Hello, everyone. My name is Payam from Vertical, and we are back with another fireside chat. Today, I'm excited because we have Rajat Kanudia, who runs customer experience at Vertical and has been in the industry for almost 5 years. How's it going, Rajat?
Hi, Payam. Yeah, all going good. How about you? How's it in US?
Everything's good. It's very, very hot here right now. I hear that it's rainy in India. Is that correct still?
Yeah. In Bangalore, back in India, obviously the monsoon season has kicked in, so there's a lot of rain around the corner in the last few weeks, and I believe the same would continue for at least the next couple of weeks at least.
Okay. Well, believe it or not, I'm actually a little bit jealous. It's almost 100 degrees now, and I could use a little bit of rain. So I'm kind of jealous of you, but I'm glad you are staying safe and healthy. You look sharp as usual. And I'd love to ask you a few questions about CX and get your take. So I'm just going to jump right into the first question that I had top of mind, and that is to you, having been in the industry for several years now, what is customer experience and why is it so important for organizations to look at their customer experience and improve that stuff?
Sure, Payam. So the way I look at customer experience or the CX, right, quote unquote CX. So it is the sum of all the experiences I have as a customer with the brand or a product or a service. So sum of all those experiences at different touch points, summing that all together is what I call as a customer experience, because it's at a relationship level, it's not at a transaction level. And the reason why it is important is because it has become a true brand differentiator. It has actually, it is actually at par with, say, a product or a price, or even above par with respect to the brand differentiator aspect. And one other thing which is very important for organization is to really build from brand awareness, getting the customer acquisition, getting the conversion, going into loyalty and advocacy. So if I have to do all those 360-degree for a customer, I need to have a good CX foundation for my organization.
I see. I see. And in terms of an example of a company that does CX very, very well, is there one particular brand or company that sticks out to you?
Yeah, there are actually a few of them, but I would stick to maybe a couple of them. One of them, which I look at, is Amazon, which is a very customer-centric organization. Everything is very seamless from each transaction, whether I'm on laptop or my mobile app or I'm on a desktop. So for me as a customer, it really works seamlessly. And I think the best thing which I like about Amazon is more around customer service, right? So it actually completes the whole life cycle from start to finish, and does not really leaves any gaps in between. And the other one which I quickly want to talk about is like Disney. So if you look at Disney, also provides that seamless experiences, and the wristband concept which they have, which actually lets you log into go to your room, right, hotel room, or you buy something, buy some ticket, buy some food. So you don't need to really look at different things. You just have a band and you are able to do everything seamlessly.
Got it. Yeah, Disney has always done a fine job of customer experience since I've been a kid, and every time I've gone there, I've just been amazed at the quality from A to Z when it comes to delivering excellent customer experience. So I love that example. Now, you bring a lot of knowledge to the table. So let's say I'm a brand new organization and I want to set up some kind of structure to improve customer experience and make it a little bit more customer centric. What could I do as a brand or organization to start today and start moving things in the right direction when it comes to improving CX?
Sure. So I think there are certain level of maturity or different organizations would have. So it's not one size fit all, I would say. But then, given organizations are struggling in really providing the seamless end-to-end customer experiences, based on my experiences, based on my experience, I would say there are 7 key pillars of CX maturity, right? So starting from the leadership, people, and culture, which basically leads to your employee engagement, and happy employees leads to happy customers. And then moving on to data and content, right? So data and intelligence is one of the key aspects. How do you capture the data? How do you save the right set of data? And how do you really get the insights and intelligence out of that data is the second pillar. Third pillar, as I said, is more on right content strategy. What kind of content I need to deliver to which channels? And then fourth one, I would say, is omni-channel delivery, right? So omni-channel delivery, which means how I can deliver those content to different channels in an omni-channel kind of ecosystem. And one other thing which comes to my mind, which is the fifth pillar, is the user experience, the human-centered design, right? How I can improve my user experience as a customer when I go to a website or mobile app or any other channel, how the user experience will lead to better customer experience, right? And the last two, I would say, like you look at personalization at scale, right? So when I get the data, I lead to intelligence, I can take better decisions, I can actually do a one-to-one personalization for those customers. And the last one I would say is the continuous experience optimization. So as an organization, I need to keep repeating and testing and optimizing those experiences for my clients. So these are the 7 key pillars, I would say, which are going to be very important for every organization.
Great. I've recently learned more and more about the 7 pillars and how important each one is. Would you say that when it comes to measuring the success of customer experience, would I focus on those 7 pillars that you mentioned? Is there another way that I go about assessing whether I'm moving things in the right direction? Or is it not possible to assess customer experience and the action steps that I'm taking? Can you talk a little bit more about how to measure the success? Because at the end of the day, marketing is about measuring, and I want to make sure that brands and organizations know how to measure the new action steps that they're taking.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this phrase comes to my mind, like what you cannot measure, you cannot manage, right? So if you're not able to measure CX, it would be very difficult to manage CX for organizations and brands. I think there are certain ways you can definitely measure. One of them is the client satisfaction. And the way I look at it, and I suggest the organizations, is to break the problem, right? You do not need to capture the feedback at the end of a cycle, right? You can really break it. Like, for example, if I become a new customer, as an organization, I can still send a survey out to those segment of customers to capture what was the experience, whether they liked it, not liked it, what they liked, what they did not. So kind of breaking that problem into different touch points or stages of the customers, like from the initial acquisition to conversion to retention to loyalty to advocacy kind of things, which will lead to finding out the gaps at those certain stages, right? Second one, which I would say, is a net promoter score, which leads to, as an organization, leads for me to know which are the customers, who are the customers who basically are loyal and advocate and want to promote my brand. So these are the 2 key metrics I would say the organization need to look at. As I said, breaking the problem into specifics, and then having a dashboard to kind of have those metrics against that dashboard, and keep on looking at that dashboard and looking at where the gaps are to improve those customer experiences. For example, if I look at a call center or a customer support unit, how many calls they're receiving, how quickly they can turn around those requests, and then which really leads to the last mile, right? You can look at what is the kind of experience I'm giving, which I was talking about earlier, like for example, Amazon. So we need to really break that problem and get the right result out of that.
Okay, now let's say I'm in an organization and I know little about this stuff, and I know a little bit about the 7 pillars, and I want to learn more. Is this something that Vertical handles? Do we do some sort of analysis on these 7 pillars? And if so, how can organizations contact us and contact you specifically to learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. We do a lot of CX for our clients. People can log into vertical.com or go to vertical.com and then reach out to us through that channel. Second is, obviously, they can reach out to me directly through my email. And we also have a CX maturity assessment, which actually covers these 7 pillars. And there are a certain set of questions for each of these pillars. And one other thing is important for people to know is we have made this modular. So if I need to look at 4 pillars, for example, as an organization or a customer, I can choose those 4 pillars and I can answer those questions. And we have a ready-made report which comes out immediately. And then we can work with the clients to provide what exactly they need to do on certain pillars which they've chosen. But my recommendation would be to look at all the 7 pillars, answer those questions, come up with a result, and then put a roadmap, a strategy and roadmap to cater to the gaps which have come out as part of that report.
Beautiful. I love the holistic approach to helping companies take things to the next level from a CX standpoint. This was awesome. And it was great chatting with you, learning a little bit more about how to improve CX and the knowledge that you bring to the table, having been in this industry for several years already, like I mentioned. So thank you so much for your time, Rajat. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well. Let's keep in touch. All right.
Yeah. Thank you. Same to you, Pam. Have a nice time.
You
Thanks
too.
a lot
Take
for
it
your
easy.
time today. Yeah.